Lord forgive me for this trap shit. Sergeant Smack making backflip. Telly Hank did with the action. With the vital speaking Spanish. Frank Matthews, how I vanished. Poof. Came back like I'm King Tut. Gold BBS is on a beamer. When Fat Cat was 10 queens up. Ball off the profit, not the re-up. Fly like Puerto Rican Jesus. Uptown like I'm Baby May. Just caught a touchdown from the bay.
She was driving the vehicle. She suddenly stopped the car. She turned. With her left hand, she came around over her right shoulder and she executed Mr. Price in the back seat of her vehicle.
Judge Ms. Knox is 24 years of age. She grew up here in York County. She graduated high school at Rock Hill High School in 2013. My understanding was, and from what articles I've seen, she was a terrific basketball player, well regarded and highly sought after by junior colleges, and hopefully that obviously would have been maybe some colleges at that point as well.
Clearly, Your Honor, she is kind of the leading aspect of this group of young men that was with her that night. She was the one who pulled the strings. She was the one who made the directions to people, and they did what she said. The court is, I know, aware of some of her background, and she had suffered some tragic physical problems that caused her to have her legs amputated and one arm. But she, Your Honor, gets around very well with her prosthetics and drives, is able to do other things on her own, and also has a substantial settlement for that makes her rather wealthy.
A lot of times, people are either born into a life of crime or start their criminal career off very early. But in the case of Zekiya Arlisha Knox, after playing basketball for local Rock Hill High School, it would be a 5-year span from 2014 to 2019 that would flip Zekiya's entire life upside down.
Right now, police are looking for the person who shot and killed a man in Rock Hill last night. A 24-year-old man is dead. Police say they found him last night on Blackman Street, not too far from Albright Road. This is a rural part of Rock Hill. The man has not been identified yet. Our Mary King was out at the scene this morning, where investigators were out again searching for more evidence.
Rock Hill police were back out here for about an hour this morning. Police tell me they were just continuing to comb the scene, making sure they've done a thorough investigation as they search for who shot and killed this 24-year-old man. To give you some perspective of where Blackman Street and Albright Road is, it's not too far from East Main Street in Rock Hill. Police say it was just a little ways down Blackman Street. They found the man with multiple gunshot wounds. He was pronounced dead at the scene. Now, there's not much development on this portion of Blackman Street where the man was found, so forensic investigators were really combing the grassy areas and wooded areas just off the roadway as part of this investigation. The company TNT Hauling is located not too far down from where the scene was. I spoke with employees who didn't want to go on camera, but they say no one was here when this happened, and the man's death came as a surprise this morning when they learned about it because the area is usually quiet. The hauling company is equipped with surveillance cameras around the building, so I'm told that police will be reviewing those cameras as they continue to investigate. Now, I also spoke with several neighbors who live across the street from where this happened. They didn't want to go on camera, but they also told me they had no idea this happened until we knocked on their door today. If you know anything about the case, Rock Hill police are asking you to call them right away as they continue to investigate. You can find their number on this story right now at WBTV.com. In Rock Hill, Mary King, WBTV.
She was driving the vehicle. She suddenly stopped the car. She turned. With her left hand, she came around over her right shoulder and she executed Mr. Price in the back seat of her vehicle in full view of multiple witnesses.
Clearly, Your Honor, she is kind of the leading aspect of this group of young men that was with her that night. She was the one who pulled the strings. She was the one who made the directions to people, and they did what she said. The court is, I know, aware of some of her background, and she had suffered some tragic physical problems that caused her to have her legs amputated and one arm. But she, Your Honor, gets around very well with her prosthetics and drives, is able to do other things on her own, and also has a substantial settlement for that makes her rather wealthy.
Judge, Ms. Knox is 24 years of age. She grew up here in York County. She graduated high school at Rock Hill High School in 2013. My understanding was, and from what articles I've seen, she was a terrific basketball player, well regarded and highly sought after by junior colleges, and hopefully then obviously it would have been maybe some colleges at that point as well. She wound up spending a number of months in the hospital, at which time they amputated her right arm, the bottom part of her right arm, and both legs. Because of her physical condition and because of the prosthetics, she's really in isolation. She can't be with anybody else, according to what the jail has told her and Mr. Greeley. It's cruel and unusual punishment pre-trial to have her isolated because of her current condition.
So I'm going to deny the bond, and in fact, sign an order revoking all prior bonds.
Yes, she did the drugs thing. I would not deny that. But that's the way I feel like that she was crying out, trying to get help because of the things that she had went through by legs being amputated and her right arm being amputated. I think that was the depression state of her. I know it's not right about the drugs and stuff, but we was crying out for help. I know it's not right, but I just want the best for my child.
All right, thank you, Ms. Thompson.
Thank you.
Now, during her murder trial in 2019, like any defense attorney trying to save his client from what I would think was a 25 to life sentence, Zekiya Knox's lawyer would paint the picture of a standout basketball player with college scholarship offers on the table. Now, she wasn't that, but it would be a tragic set of events after her playing career was over that would send her life on a downward spiral. Hey, what up though? Shay's Popalot. Salute the almighty MOBB. We pulled up to South Carolina with it. Y'all meet us in Rock Hill. I got a story for y'all. Now, in the small town of Rock Hill, South Carolina, a community of a little more than 70,000 people, an event would occur in 2019 that I'm sure nobody in the town would ever forget. But we're going to start 6 years earlier when a Rock Hill native by the name of Zekiya Knox would be a senior in high school and a player for her local high school, the Rock Hill Bearcats. Listed as a 5'7" point guard, like I said earlier, she wouldn't put up gangbuster stats, around 2 points, almost 3 rebounds a game, but I would have to say an impressive 1.2 steals per game. Now, I'm not quite sure about the offers to attend college to play basketball, like her lawyer would state, because almost immediately after high school, she would have her initial brush in what would turn to be a tragic series of events with law enforcement, in a situation that I'm sure some people at the time called common. With her being fresh out of high school, she would first be charged with shoplifting and reckless driving, as well as leaving the scene of an accident. The incident would occur when her and several other teens would be suspecting of stealing from a local Walmart. Authorities would respond to the scene, and upon arrival, the teens would lead them on a high-speed chase. Now, January 2017 would be a pivotal time, if not the most, in Zekiya's life, as she would be arrested for selling crack cocaine inside of a house. But in that very same month, on January 4th, 2017, Zekiya Knox would go on to file a malpractice lawsuit against the United States government, Piedmont Medical Center, as well as South Carolina's emergency physicians. Now, I'm not quite sure of the details of the malpractice, but Zekiya Knox would somehow end up with sepsis. And it's my understanding that as a result of that, she would have to have both legs as well as one of her arms amputated. Now, if there's anybody more inclined in the medical field, please get downstairs in the comment box and explain to us how something like that happens or what that even is. And like I said earlier, I'm not aware of the details of the malpractice besides the fact that she filed it or any money that she was awarded. But during her murder trial, prosecutors would speak about a settlement that made her fairly wealthy. But that wouldn't stop Zekiya's journey into the streets, as in May 2019, she would face more drug charges when officers responding to a call for shots fired at a Rockville house where they would discover 180 fentanyl pills, powdered fentanyl, multiple packages of marijuana, packaging material, scales, and ammunition for a .40 caliber handgun. One media outlet would describe it as a domestic disturbance that ended with Zekiya Knox busting her gun. But that would only be the precursor to her final act, because on December 2nd, 2019, things would be anteed all the way up when officers would be called to the area of Blackman Street and Archer Drive just before 10 p.m. after receiving a call in reference to a shooting. After arriving on the scene, they would find a 24-year-old by the name of Taekwon Price suffering from gunshot wounds. After attempts to save his life, Taekwon Price would be pronounced deceased by first responders, and it wouldn't be 10 days from when the murder was committed on December 12, 2019, when Spectrum One News would report that 24-year-old Zekiya Knox was arrested for the December 2nd execution-style murder. News reports would say that Zekiya Knox would be driving with a car full of individuals in the area of Blackman and Archer Drive, where she would turn around from the driver's seat with her last limb and shoot Taekwon Price, on trial for murder and pretty much fighting for her life. I'm sure the judge or the jury or God had sympathy for her, because she would only receive a 15-year sentence when she would get the chance to plead down to voluntary manslaughter and trafficking heroin. Shit, I seen niggas get 15 on a heroin case by itself. But you know I need to know what y'all think. Was this a crash mission? Was it caused by depression due to the incident behind the sepsis? I'm going to take it that most people are going to say that she should have took that settlement and got out the way. But what do I know? Y'all from the streets. Y'all let me know something. Y'all make sure y'all hit the red bell and subscribe button right under this video so y'all know when this real, trill, spill shit is dropping. Y'all head downstairs and tap in the comment box. Let me know what cities we need to go to, what stories we need to tell, what we missed, what we got wrong, what's going on in your town, all of that. Y'all hit me directly, Instagram, Twitter, POP_A_LOT. And until the next drop off, y'all already know. It's Shades Popalot. Salute the almighty mob.